Hello everybody, thanks for joining me today. You're tuned in here for Strictly Strength. I'm Scott here at Aspiria Fitness Center, so I'll be guiding you through today's session. We're going to jump back and I'm going to do things a little bit out of order today from what I usually do. I'll demo everything first and then we're going to get our warm up so we can go from the warm up and jump right into our sets today. We're keeping it simple. We've got a couple pairs. We're going to kind of do some supersets. So we're going to kind of mimic a movement or stay on the same muscle group for 2 rounds in a row. We've got 4 total rounds to fill up our block today, but we have, I think there's 7 different pairs. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, and we'll use our classic timer, 45 seconds with a little transition to get in between each movement. But we're going to jump right back. I'll tell you what you need for class, and then we'll get a warm-up, or I'll demo, and then we'll get our warm-up going. So we're jumping back into frame here, and what I've got for class today is my mat. Of course, we'll do some work on the floor, so hopefully you have a mat or some carpeted space or just something soft you can lay on. I've got 2 sets of dumbbells today. I'm pushing myself with a heavier weight, but you will see me switch to a different set maybe for a certain movement, or as we get through those 3rd and 4th rounds we might be fatiguing a little bit, so we may drop that weight. So make sure you have an option if you can to switch your weight. Any other heavy object that you can grab would be great. We can modify throughout the session as we go here. Of course, I've got my sweat towel and my water bottle. We'll work up a sweat through this hour, so make sure you've got that. Make sure you got your water bottle to stay hydrated. Other than that, I just have a riser behind me, just a very slight lift. It's not necessary, but it is going to help just give us a little more elevation for a chest exercise that's coming in the block. So if you've got anything you could lay on, even just elevating your back with a pillow or something that you could roll up, even a foam roller or something that you had, just to get to a little bit of extra range of motion on that chest. Again, it's not necessary, but if you've got something that you can elevate your upper body shoulders with a little bit for our chest, that would be great. Other than that, we've just got our timer set for 45 seconds with that 15-second interval to get to the transition. So we're starting today on our mat actually. So every exercise has a pair to go with it, and we're starting with glute bridge, which is a classic bridge on our back here. So our first round is going to be bridged reps. You can add our weight to our hips here for some extra resistance. But we're just going to start light here, flat on our back, and we're just doing a classic bridge. So add that weight right here. From there, from our second round, we're going to hold a bridge rep, and we're marching through that next block. So really got to keep our core tight, keep that downside leg glute squeezed as we shift our weight in between the marching. From there, we'll jump right back onto our riser if you've got it, or you can stay right here on your floor, on your mat. We'll do a floor press, and that's paired with chest fly, so we're keeping the tension on the chest for that one. So on your mat or on your riser, whatever you have, we're going to chest press, just a classic press straight up in the air like that, and then we'll open up arms for a chest fly. We can do this flat on the floor, but if we've got some elevation for shoulders, that will increase our range of motion. So we've got our bridge, we'll go to our chest press and fly, then we're going to pop up onto our feet, where we will pair reverse lunges, or you can do a forward lunge, whatever your choice of lunging is. Reverse lunge might be a little better for the knees. We're having some knee issues, but we're going to reverse lunge, alternate through the round. We can load that with weight anywhere we like at our sides or under our chin, and then we're pairing that with a body weight squat or a weighted squat, your choice. We'll probably grab weight, it doesn't have to be body weight squat, but so we got our reverse lunges, and then we're just doing a classic squat right down the middle, so we can load that, again, like a goblet style. We can have weights at our shoulders or at our sides, wherever you're comfortable with the weight. Reverse lunges and squats. Then we'll go to a reverse fly, so we're bent over in our bent over position here. Almost like our bent over row. We're opening arms up, reverse fly, squeezing shoulder blades back behind us. That's going to be paired with an alternating high pull, which looks like this. For those who may be unfamiliar, we start with the weight on the ground in between us. We're going to pull up, and then we just pull that elbow back. Dumbbell comes right about to chin height. Our palm is facing the ground, and we get a big pull and squeeze the elbow back behind us, squeezing that shoulder blade. So we're keeping those shoulder blades active through that second round there. High pull and reverse fly. We've got our knee tucks paired with flutter kicks down on the mat. So we're tucking knees, or a full leg lift if you like. But we're here, and we'll tuck knees to our chest for the first round. Float those heels as best you can, and then we'll go for a flutter kick, small baby kicks for the next one there. Just a few more pairs to go. We have our RDL, or our Romanian deadlift. So we got 2 dumbbells in our hands here, and we're hinging forward, keeping tension on the hamstrings. And then we'll pair that with lateral lunges, alternating, so we're getting some inner thigh work here, as well as keeping those hamstrings, keeping those hamstrings hinging. And we'll finish up on our mat once more, a little more core. We have a dumbbell sit up and a classic plank. So those are our exercises. We'll go through 4 rounds of that. Modify those weights if we need to, of course. We're going to go ahead and start our warm-up so we can jump right into our sets here. So make sure you've got your music playing. If you got a playlist that you want to hear, you got your sweat towel, you got your water bottle, we're ready to go. We're going to start with 16 reps for our warm-ups. We're going to do a bodyweight squat with a reach over. So as we squat down, knees go out. As we come up, we're going to reach and stretch out our side here. So we're going to start with those. We got 16 reps. We're squatting, big reach, stretching out our whole lateral side of our body into our next one, and we're just alternating those sides. So we got 16 total. 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you lean and get a good reach all the way up overhead. Get that hand to your opposite side of your body, outside that line. There's 8, we're halfway there. 9, make sure we're keeping our chest tall for the squats. Knees are driving externally. 10, 11, 12, 13. One more on each side here. Make sure you got that big lean and reach after the squat. One more there. Last one here, all the way to the side. Great job. We're going to take it down on our mat. We're going to do bird dogs and dead bugs. Great way to keep our core warmed up and get our extremities going a little bit as well. So our bird dogs, we're alternating fists straight through the wall in front of you, heels straight through the wall behind you. So we don't want to kick that leg up too high. So we're alternating here. We got to get to 16. Keep that core tight. Do your best to stay stable here. Straight line from fist to heel. Almost there. 12. Keep that belly button working hard. One more there. 15, and last switch to the other side. Nice strong hold. Those are our bird dogs, and we're doing dead bugs next. Same thing, flat on our backside, opposite arm and leg. So we'll start with those knees bent, arms and legs up in the air. Slow and controlled, lowering opposite arm and leg, and switch. Keep that belly button active. 16 reps here, alternating count. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Keep the core active. We got a few more switches here. And there's our 16 reps. One more quick warm-up set here. We're doing inchworms with the push-ups, so we'll do 3 of those and just a quick 30-second cardio burst, jumping jacks to get our heart rate up and our blood flow. So we got to get 3 inchworms. Add a push-up at the bottom if you can. So we're hinging, shooting hips back, walk all the way out into our tall plank. Here we'll hit a push-up, get our upper body going a little better. We got to do 2 more of those, 3 total. Let's keep it going. Walking all the way out into tall plank. Hit your push-up if you can. We can sub just a quick pair of shoulder taps for that inchworm push-up at the bottom if you don't want to do the push-up, or if we can't get a good push-up in today. Last one there, shoulder taps instead. Great, and we're doing up on our feet, just a quick 30-second burst. Cardio here, jumping jacks in 2, 1, and ready to go. Finish getting our heart rate up, get our blood flowing, and get these arms and legs warmed up a little better. So keep moving, and of course we can take our jack step if we want to modify those. Keep the arms arcing, keep our legs and hips working. Bring it back if we can to our full jack. Five seconds. All right, and relax. Great job. We're nice and loose now. We feel our body temp rising. We got the blood flowing. We're nice and loose. We're going to hit our timer and start right on our mat here. We've got 45 seconds. Our first pair is the bridge and then the marching bridge. So let's take it away. Grab a dumbbell or 2 for your weight on your hips. If we want to load that movement, I'm grabbing a 20-pound dumbbell. We'll put that on our hips. Make sure we got our feet at shoulder width, and we're driving those knees externally as we bridge up. Glutes and core stay tight. Our bridges will start in 3, 2, 1, and clock is ticking. officially for our bridging. So we've got our weight at our hips. Big bridge rep, squeezing those glutes. Core is tight. Make sure we get a good squeeze at the top. Hold for a second or two. Make those glutes work. Make sure we're keeping those knees working hard to stay externally rotated, driving outward rather than letting those knees cave in. We got just under 10 seconds to go. We're going to stay right in this position and we're going to get ready to do our marching. There's our timer. A little bit loud. We'll turn that down just a smidge. We're staying right here. So our next option is our bridge with a march. So we're going to hold the bridge. So keep that weight here if you want to challenge. And we're marching, lifting 1 foot at a time. So we got to keep that glute on the downside foot really tight as we switch here. Go ahead and reset it if you need to, especially if we got some resistance. We want to reset that bridge. We're working hard to keep it squeezed and tight. We're keeping the march going. 10 seconds left here. We got our chest press and fly next, so we're going to jump right onto our. Good. Let's relax our bridge. Glutes are working hard already. We're going to jump right back onto our platform if you've got one. Otherwise, stay right here on your mat. We've got our floor press and chest fly combo coming right up here. There's our timer. Chest press is underway. Floor press here. Just driving weight straight up and slowly lowering to starting position here. We're pushing ourselves with heavier weight to start. See how far we can get before we drop our weight through these rounds, but we're in the first round. We're feeling fresh and strong, so we've got our heavy weights. We do go back-to-back rounds on the chest as well, so keep that in mind. We are going to double up here with our press right into our chest fly. We can switch to alternating presses here if we start to fatigue as well. That is our timer, so drop those weights and rest for a second. Our chest fly is next, so squeezing those shoulder blades back, soft bend at our elbow as we open those dumbbells and squeeze our chest at the top. There's our timer, so we are ready to go. Chest fly, opening up. Squeeze chest at the top. Keep it going. Make sure we're really squeezing chest at the top. Slow and steady to the outside. 10 seconds left here. Open up that chest. Keep your elbows bent just a little bit. There's our last one. Great job. Next up, we are on our feet. We've got a reverse lunge paired with our squat. So dumbbell squat. Reverse lunges can have a weight under your chin, like so, which is what I'll do here. We're alternating reverse lunges for our next round here. Trying to stay as tall in our chest as we can, alternating that plant leg, driving up off that front leg as best we can. As fast as we can go without losing stability, so take it nice and slow if we're feeling a little bit wobbly. We're almost there, 5 seconds. Let's get one more rep on each leg. 1 and 2. Great job. We're going right from there to our squat. So load the squat however you like. Dumbbell under your chin, dumbbells by your ears like we're talking on the phone, whatever you'd like to do. We're gonna keep ours right under the chin. There's our timer. Squats. Make sure, just like our bridging, our knees are going out wide. Toes are slightly pointed outward, externally rotating, so we give our knees so nice room to track with those toes. Open those hips out nice and wide. Trying to sink to parallel as best you can. Legs are feeling the burn. We just did lunges and squats back to back, so we are feeling it. We got 15 seconds left on the squat. Try and finish it out with body weight if we're fatiguing. Drop the weight. Otherwise, we're going strong, chest up tall. And a break. Great job. We've got our reverse fly with an alternating high pull. I'm gonna switch to a lighter weight for the reverse fly. It's a little bit tougher. And then we'll go back to a heavy weight for those high pulls. So reverse fly. So we're hinged forward, soft bend at our elbows, and we're squeezing those shoulder blades back. Keep our core tight here so our back stays flat and neutral. Reset your hinge if you need to. If we're fatiguing in the low back, we can come back up, let it rest. Get back down to that hinge as best you can. Keep those reverse flies going. We're working the back. Less than 10 to go. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades. We got our high pull coming up next. Last rep. Great job. Tossing the lighter dumbbells. We're going to get our single heavier dumbbell back. A little bit easier movement than the reverse fly for the high pull. So again, we pull up to our chin and really pull that elbow back and get a good squeeze. So from the side, our timer is ticking. This is what that looks like from the side. We hinge down, big squeeze and pull back right there. Then we're gonna alternate. So make sure we're really squeezing the dumbbell. Pull at the top right there at about our shoulder height. Drive that elbow back, pull the shoulder blade back and get a good squeeze. We're working on these back muscles for this pull here. So make sure we're using them right. Get a big squeeze as we pull up. And as we get to that ending portion here, my palm is facing the floor. Big squeezes in those shoulder blades, alternating side. This is a good one. We got about 5 seconds. One more pull on each. Big squeeze on that arm. Big squeeze on that arm. Great job. We're dropping the weights right down onto our mat next. And we've got our knee tucks into flutter kick. So keep your knees bent. Knees bent, we're gonna tuck to our chest, extend out and tap the heels. If you want a challenge here, we can go for a full leg lift. We are gonna do flutters right after this, so try and stick with the knee tuck if you're okay with that. We're gonna get lots of tension on the hip flexors and core here, so try and save yourself for both rounds. Don't go too hard on your leg lift around here. Just stick with these knee tucks. We got 4 rounds, plenty of core coming, so we'll get this core worked hard no matter what. Stick with these knee tucks, pulling double knees to our chin. 10 seconds to go before we flutter. Core is working hard. Good, and relax down. Let your legs hang, just relax for a second. We got flutters coming up next, so arms can be out at your side. Maybe they're under your glutes for a little support. And we're doing little baby flutters, little 6-inch kicks. Keep those heels as close to the ground as you can. Clock is ticking, 45-second flutter, ready to go. Keep the kicks as small as we can. Keep those feet together. The smaller the kick, the harder it'll be. Little baby flutters. We got about 20 seconds to go. Keep working hard. Just a couple more pairs left before our first round is over. Almost there. 4, 3. Finish it out. Keep fluttering and relax. Great job. Up on our feet. We got a couple more pairs left. We got our lunges our RDLs to lateral lunges and our core round to finish us out here. So we've got our heavy weights back. We are doing deadlift. Clock is ticking. We're hinging forward until we feel that tension in the hamstrings really tight right below the knee for most, in between mid shin and knee. And we pull up. Core is tight, back is flat. Big squeeze at the glutes to get back to the top. 15 seconds, get a couple more good squeezes in those glutes and hands. We're getting a good full body workout here. We're feeling the sweat building already. We're just finishing up round 1 of 4. Plenty of work left. Let's keep it going. Good. RDLs are done. We're gonna toss one weight and we're getting lateral lunges in again. We're gonna go for that weight right under our chin here again. We're alternating our steps left and right here for those lateral lunges. Keeping the focus on the hinge, just like that deadlift, so we're hinging the hips back, sinking those hips way back, driving off that plant leg. Keep shooting the hips, keep alternating, 5 seconds, let's get one more here and one more on the other side. Finish it up, great job. We're tossing, well, we're not gonna toss, we've got one weight we need for our dumbbell sit-up, and we've got a plank, so let's clear some space for ourselves here for that dumbbell sit-up. Dumbbell starts above our head, legs are out straight in front of you, so we're gonna sit up and drive that dumbbell up to the sky. Drop the weight if we need to and just use your arms. Just do the classic sit up here. Can modify to just a crunch as well if we want to. Any kind of crunch or core that's active will pair with this plank and that'll be great. So just try to keep moving some way or the other. Do your best. Keep driving these sit-ups. 5 seconds, one more sit-up, all the way up and all the way back down. Slow and controlled. Great job. We're tossing the weight. We got one plank here. So this is your choice. Classic elbows and toes will be optimal. Tall plank if you need to. Modify to knee plank, anything you like. Just try and stay active for the timer. So last 45 seconds before a break coming, so keep that core tight. We are planking here. Start out on the elbows if you can. We can make that adjustment and jump up into tall plank if we need to finish out our timer. Of course, we can drop to your knees for just a moment, trying to reset. Come right back up into that classic plank if you can. Finish out the round. We got 20 seconds to hold on before a break. We're gonna get a drink. We're gonna wipe our sweat through round 1. We're working hard already. 10 seconds to go. Keep holding on. 6, 5, almost there. Don't give up, don't give up. And there's our timer. Relax. Great job. Round 1 is complete. Let's wipe our sweat. We've got about 45 to 60 seconds on our break clock here to recover. Wiping our sweat. We're gonna drink a little sip of water to make sure we're staying on top of our hydration. We are working hard already. We're sweating through round 1. 3 rounds to go. So we'll take our breath here for a second, but we're gonna start right back at the top with bridge reps. Load that weight on your hips and then we'll go to a march. Or if you want to challenge yourself, we can go to single leg bridges after the double leg bridge reps, but we're going to stick with the march for the sake of the video. That's a great option to mod up if we want to challenge ourselves. So about 20 seconds to go here. We're going to get one more sip and then we're going back to these bridges. So grab that weight, get on our mat, weight on your hips, and we're ready to squeeze these glutes. Here we go. Back to the timer. Flat on our back, feet at shoulder width, and we're gonna make sure we're driving those knees outward on the glute squeeze so we can get our hips doing what they need to do. We're flat on our back. Our timer is up, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we are bridging. Weight on our hips. Squeezing glutes, core is tight. Make sure we're really squeezing the glutes. Hold that bridge at the top for a second or two. Get a good squeeze in the glutes. Knees are driving outward. Core is working hard. We got 10 seconds. Couple more big squeezes before we march. Keep squeezing. One more squeeze. Good. And relax. Resting for just a second before we bridge up for a hold that we march with. So change your weight if you need to. Maybe we dropped away for the marching, but however we're doing it, we got to work that glute on our plant leg really hard here. Here we go. So we're bridged up and we're ready to march. Core stays tight. We're really squeezing our plant foot glute so we can keep that bridge when we only have one leg down. Marching, do your best. Drop the weight. If we need to pause the march for just a second, you can do that. Adjust anything you need, and then bring the march back in when you can. Keep marching. Do your best. Just go back to that iso bridge hold and squeeze those glutes. As long as we're squeezing glutes, that's our main goal here. We can add the march in as that mod when we're comfortable. Awesome job. Round one of our second block is done. We're going to our chest press and fly. So if you've got your riser, go ahead and hop on it. Otherwise, we're just fine flat on our backs here. Chest fly and floor press. Clock is ticking. Floor press is first. So if we're elevated, we're just giving ourselves a little bit of extra elbow room here, so to speak. But if we're on the floor, that's totally fine too. We're just going to lower those elbows to the floor and press right back up. Keep pressing. Switch to those alternating arms for lower total volume if we're starting to fatigue. Bring back the double press if you can. One more press. Oh, great job. There's our timer. So rest those dumbbells at your side if you need to. Take a quick breath. We got our chest fly next. So soft bend at the elbow, opening up those arms to stretch our chest and a big squeeze at the top in the pecs. Here we go. Weights are up. Open up for the chest fly. Big squeeze to bring our chest to the top. Keep squeezing. This is a tough round, doubling up on the chest here. We're doing our best. One more rep, there's our timer. Last rep, big squeeze, great job. We are done with our chest. Up on our feet is next, reverse lunges and our squats. So we're gonna hold a weight under our chin for these. Load these however you like. That's what we're gonna do. Dumbbell under the chin, reverse lunges. Let's keep it going. Keep that core tight. Plant leg is working hard. Chest and shoulders are upright, nice and tall. Less than 10 to go. Let's get 1 or 2 more on each leg. One more rep. Here we go. Great job. Drop that weight from your chin Squats are next. So we're gonna bring that weight right up under the chin, holding it with both hands. Maybe you do goblet style to keep your chest nice and tall. Feet are outside hip width. Toes just slightly pointed out. Big wide knees here as we squat down. Let's go, just under 20 seconds left. Big squats, drop the weight and do body weight if we need to. Starting to fatigue, we got 2 in a row with the legs here. Quads are feeling it, but we're not gonna quit. 5 seconds, we got 2 reps, here we go. 1, last one, get it. And 2, great job. We're switching to those lighter weights for our reverse fly. A little bit tougher movement. And then we'll go back to our heavier weight for the high pull. So we're hinging forward for reverse fly. Clock is ticking, so let's sink those hips back for the hinge. Slight bend at our elbows for these reverse flies. Don't forget to keep that core tight for our flat back so we don't lose our back there. Reset it if you need to, right? Big squeezes in the shoulder blades. Let's go, keep working, 15 seconds. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Five seconds, get 1 or 2 more reps. Great job. We're tossing our little bit lighter dumbbells, replacing it with our one big dumbbell. This is our high pull. Remember, we got a big squeeze. Pull that elbow all the way back. Squeeze the shoulder blade. 2, 1, and go. Clock is ticking all the way from the ground. Big squeeze in the shoulder blade, and switch. Let's go, 15 seconds. Don't forget to squeeze that shoulder blade. Our palm should be facing the floor at the top. We're at shoulder height or chin height there with the weight. Really squeezing the shoulder blade back on that pulling arm. Last rep, let's get it. Great job. Onto our mat. We've got our knee tucks and flutter kicks. Stick with the bent knee unless you want to really challenge yourself with those straight leg lifts. It will be tough. There's our timer. Knee tucks, bending the knee to our chest, extending out to tap the heels. Keep it going, keep that core tight, 15 seconds. We're working up a sweat again already. You might have to wipe sweat in between rounds here. Couple more tucks here, floater kicks coming up. Great job, rest those legs for a second. We're gonna flutter. Remember, hands are out to our side, or maybe they're under our glutes for some support here. Get that belly button tucked in tight, and we're doing baby flutters, little 6-inch kicks here. Keeping those feet close, heels close to the ground. Let's go, keep fluttering, 20 seconds to go. We're almost there. We're working hard, we're sweating. Don't quit, almost there. 7, 6, keep fluttering. And relax. Great job. We're getting tired. We're not gonna quit yet. We're up on our feet. We've got our RDLs and our lunges next. Heavy weights, hinging forward. Core is tight, back is flat. Down to mid shin or right below the knee, wherever we feel that really nice sticky point in the hamstrings. And then we squeeze glutes to come back to the top. Big squeeze, 2 or 3 seconds on the way down. And that big quick squeeze and pull to the top. Keep squeezing, 2 or 3 more reps here. We got 10 seconds. Big squeeze, 1, 2. Let's get a last rep. Slow and steady, 3, 2, 1. And we finished that pull right on the timer. Good job. Drop one weight down. I'm gonna wipe some sweat. We've got our lateral lunges. We loaded these with 1 dumbbell right under our chin. Do it however you'd like. We're gonna clear some space here. Lateral lunges underway. Still working on that hinge for the hamstrings, right? We're sinking way back on the hip, driving off that plant leg. Gotta shoot those hips back, right? Do our best with the weight here. If you start to fatigue, stick with body weight. Finish out the round. 20 seconds to go. Let's keep working, come on. Ten seconds to go. Last rep, great job. Lateral lunges are done. We gotta get down on our mat for 1 more core round before another break. We got our dumbbell sit up and a plank coming up. 5 seconds to get ready into position. We're grabbing our dumbbell, legs are flat. Dumbbell sit up, drive that weight all the way up to the sky. Tap the weight behind your head in between each rep. Seconds to go. Get 1 or 2 more good reps all the way up. Make the core work. Let's go. Tap and drive. All the way back down, nice and slow. Nicely done. We got a plank round coming up, 45 seconds. Remember, try and stick with elbows and toes. Do your best to hold on. We can drop to our knees or come into tall plank if we need to. 2, 1, and go. 45 seconds. Planking here, and we're halfway through. Let's keep fighting. We're holding on tight. Big squeeze at our glutes and core. Elbows and shoulders are stacked. 20 seconds to go. If you need to reset, try and do it. Don't quit on the round though. Drop to your knees or come into tall plank. Less than 15 seconds to hold on. You can do it. 10, 9, don't quit, don't quit. Come on, let's go. Finish strong. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and break time. Awesome job. We're putting another 45 to 60 seconds on the clock. We are halfway done. We got rounds 3 and 4 coming your way. And before we're gonna cool down, so we're gonna go back to our bridge reps with our weight. So make sure we're wiping sweat. Grab a drink. Keep that hydration level where it needs to be. We're gonna start round 3 here in about 20 seconds. That's it for our break round here in about 10 seconds. So we're gonna get back down on our mat. We've got a bridge, so we gotta get those hips working. Knees are going out, right? Make sure those glutes stay active. We got a weight on our hips here. We're into round 3, so if we need to lower our weight as we fatigue, Go ahead and make that change, but we're going to get ready to go back at our spot. Bridges are coming up here. 3, 2, 1, and bridges underway. Weight on our hips. Big squeeze from the glutes. Round 3 or 4 coming at you. Make sure we're squeezing glutes. Make sure our core is tight. Poke your core if you need to feel that core working hard. Keep your hand there if it helps you. Remind yourself of keeping the core tightness where it needs to be. We're squeezing big glute squeezes, keeping our knees driving outward so those glutes are really working. Big squeeze and relax. Great job. We're coming up with bridging and a march. So make a modification. If you want to stick with bridge reps, lower the weight for the march. Whatever you got to do, just try and stay active for the round. So we're going to bridge up to start, and now we march. We're extra squeezing that full floor leg, the plant leg that's on the ground. We've got to keep that glute really tight to hold our bridge up, keeping our hips in extension. Take a break and just hold the bridge if you need to. Reset everything, squeeze your core, and keep the march going as best you can. Keep marching. 10 seconds to go. Great job. We're jumping right up to our chest press on your riser if you have it, or stay right where you're at on the mat for the floor press option. Clock is ticking on our floor press. Couple more presses, keep working. Let's get one more good one. There's our timer, nice job. Rest those weights down. We got our chest fly coming up next. This is a tough one for the upper body. Open up those arms, keep your elbows bent just a little bit. Tension stays on the chest. Here we go, chest fly, slow and steady lowering, big squeeze at the top. Just hold these weights at the top to recover if you need to. Bring those flies back in when you can. Just a few more seconds here. A couple more reps. Good. We are done right there. We're up on our feet. Reverse lunges and squat coming up next. So one heavy dumbbell under our chin is how we've been loading these. Pick your poison for the weight. Clock is ticking. Reverse lunges. Make sure our chest and shoulders are tall. Core is tight. Driving off that plant leg. This one fatigues the quads between lunges and squats, so lower the weight or just switch to body weight if you need to. If we start to fatigue, try not to quit. Let's go. One more rep on each leg. 1, 2, and break time. Great job. Squats are next. We drop the weight to our waist just to let our upper body recover for a second. Big squats coming up next. Weight under our chin. Feet outside shoulder width. Toes pointed out. There we go. Big wide knees. Squat low. Drive out of the hole. Let's do it. "20 seconds to go, let's go." Quads are feeling the burn. Drop the weight if you need to. Keep it going. Great job. We're feeling those. We're dropping to the lighter weights for the reverse fly. A little bit tougher movement. Hinge in the hips, squeeze in the shoulder blades. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. We're hinged forward. Core is tight, back's as flat as we can keep it, right? Elbows are bent, so we squeeze those shoulder blades. We're leading with the elbows. Come up out of that. Reset our hinge if we need to. Low back is getting fatigued a little bit. 15 seconds. Just a few more reps. Let's go, come on. Finish it out. 5 seconds. We got 2 more. 1 and 2. Great job. We're getting tired. We're gonna toss this weight. We're bringing our big weight back for the high pull. Starts in between your legs. Remember to get that elbow way up. Squeeze the elbow back. Get that shoulder blade working. Get all those back muscles recruited. Big squeeze for the high pull. We're squeezing that arm. Other arms out to your side if you want for that counterbalance. Focused on driving the elbow back. Shoulder blade moves with it, right? 12 seconds, let's go. 1 or 2 more on each side. 1 more rep here, let's go. Boom. And there's our timer. Nice job. We got our knee tucks and flutter kicks coming up. We're working our way through round 3. Let's keep working. Flat on our back, knees bent, tapping the heels. 2, 1, and go. Knee tuck. Extend to tap the heels. And we already know that core is working hard, right? Hands here to feel our core so you don't lose it. If you want to keep a fingertip or 2 on it so you can feel our core muscles working hard, staying tight. It's a great external cue to use here. Great job. We got flutters next, so we stay right where we are. Hands out at our side or under the glutes. Little baby flutter kicks. Let's keep those as small as we can, right? We're ready to go. Here we go. Small flutters as low as we can keep them to the floor. Little baby kicks. Keep fluttering them. Let's go, come on. We're getting tired. Less than 20 seconds to go to flutter. Come on, finish up. Let's keep working. We're burning through round 3. Almost there. 2, 1. Relax. Awesome job. Let's get up on our feet. Romanian deadlift next, so let's grab that weight. Our round is ticking. We're ready to go. Hinging with our deadlift here. Shooting hips back. Big squeeze at the top. 2 or 3 seconds on the way down. Big squeeze in these glutes. We're shooting those hips back. A little bit of a bend at the knee, right? Ten seconds to go. Big glute squeezes. Come on. Last rep. Awesome job. We're tossing one way. Lateral lunges next. Still focused on the hinge, shooting our hips way back. Weight is under our chin. Here we go. Big wide step. Hips are way back. Alternating legs here. "20 seconds. Let's go. We're almost done with round 3. One more block to go. We're working hard. 10 seconds to go. 1 or 2 more on each leg. Don't quit. Shoot those hips back through the wall behind you. Last rep. Great job. Down on our mat for a core round. Dumbbell sit up and a plank before we take on our 4th and final round. Legs are straight out. Dumbbell overhead behind you. Sit up and drive the weight overhead. All right, we got to get to a plank. Our 3rd plank out of 4. We're going to work hard. Hold on to this plank as best you can in elbow classic. Onto your knees or into tall plank to finish out the round. Up on our toes here. 45 seconds is underway. "20 seconds to go. Keep holding on. "10 seconds. Don't quit. Come into tall plank and hold on if you can. 6, 5, 4. Come on, finish up. Great job. 60-second break. One more time before we cool down. We're getting sweaty. We are dripping over here. I hope you guys are working hard. We've got one more block to get through, all the way through before we cool down. It's about 12 or 13 minutes left to work. A little bit less than that, including our breaks and transitions, so we're doing a great job. We are working hard. We are sweaty. We got to go back to our bridge set one more time and work our way down the line. So let's get our dumbbell ready. Bridge reps, flat on our back, feet are flat on the floor. We're going to take a sip of water here before we start. Our break time is up. We got a bridge. One last time. Let's go for round 4. Here we go. We're not done yet. Ready to bridge here in 3, 2, 1, and clock is ticking on our bridge. Feet are flat, big squeezes. Driving hips up to the ceiling. Knees are squeezing outward to make sure those glutes are working hard. Our core is tight. We're checking our core if we need to. Poking with our fingers. Feeling everything stay nice and tight. Big squeezes. Let's go. 12 seconds. Great job. We're resting for just a second here. We've got our marching bridge next, so we're going to squeeze and hold. Our plant leg, the glute has to work really hard to keep us in that bridge position. Keep the hips in extension. 2, 1, and go. We bridge up and march. That flat-footed leg is squeezing really hard to stay in our bridge. Slow and steady here. Make sure we get a nice stable switch, so put your foot down, lock the other glute up, and pull that foot up. Keep squeezing the glute, keep marching, hold a rep if we need to for just a second. Get your fatigue to go away, and come back to the march. Let's keep going, come on, one more rep. Great job. We're doing our chest fly and floor press next. So switch to your riser or lifted position if you've got it. Otherwise, your mat is great. Chest press coming up. Clock is ticking. We press. Let's go, don't give up. Switch to alternating arms if we need to. Lower the overall volume. Last rep, great job. We're staying right here. We got one more. Chest fly, keep those elbows bent. Tension is high on the chest here. One of our harder rounds, about to be out of the way here. 45-second chest fly, let's do it. 1, and up, and out. Big squeeze to get back to the top. Keep squeezing. Almost there. Take a break at the top if you need to. Come back to the fly for a few more reps. One more. Great job. Tossing one way. Reverse lunges and squat coming up. We're working hard. We're working through this last block here. Reverse lunges under our chin. Less than 10 to go, 1 or 2 more on each leg. Keep driving off that plant leg. One more rep if you got it. Resting the weight by our hips. One more squat round. That weight's gonna come back up by our chin. Feet are at shoulder width, just slightly wider. Toes pointed outward. Plenty of space for wide knees here. Weight under our chin. Sink down low, big wide knees. Let's go. Keep that core tight as well, like usual. Drop the body weight if we need to. We're fatiguing. It's our fourth round. We are tired. "12 seconds. We got a couple reps left. Keep working. Great job. We've got our reverse fly, so we're switching weights, dropping the resistance a little bit. This is our tougher one. It's a last round for reverse fly. Weights in hand. We're hinged forward as best we can. Our back is fatigued, so we're going to do our best. Reset your hinge if you need to. Sink those hips back. "15 seconds to go, almost there. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Last rep, let's get it. Great job. Toss the weight, let's get a heavier weight back. High pulls, squeezing that elbow, driving the elbow back behind you. Giving our shoulder blade to go with it, right? Elbow and shoulder blade. Weight on the floor, big squeeze, pull that shoulder blade and elbow back. Palm facing the floor. It's our last round. These are tough. We're tired. We got 20 seconds. Come on. We got about 5 minutes left of work. Last pull. Let's get it. Come on. Great job. Down on our mat. We got knee tucks and flutter kicks for the last time. We're working hard. Knee tucks, knees are bent up to our chest, Excuse me, we're tapping our heels in between each one. Try and extend those legs out. Tuck the knees. There's your break, nice job. Flutter kicks coming up. Remember to get those hands under your glutes for a little support at the hips. Little baby flutters, as small as we can keep them. 45 seconds is our last flutter round. Let's do it, come on. 2, 1, and go. Core is tight. We can poke it to feel if we need to. Other than that, we're keeping these baby flutters as little as we can get them. Relax for just a second. Bring those legs back up if you can. We're fatiguing, it's tough. We got 15 seconds to go. Everything you got left right here. Great job. Just a few rounds left. We're up on our feet. We've got our deadlifts and lateral lunges before we hit the mat for our last core block. Deadlifts in 3, 2, 1. We're hinging, shooting those hips back. Big squeeze in the glutes. So let's think about 2 to 3 seconds on the way down. We get to that knee point, right below the knee, mid-shin, wherever you're at, and then a big squeeze. Five seconds, get one more rep in, let's do it, come on. We're tossing one weight, we're wiping sweat. We got one more lateral lunge, and then our last core pair, we are done. Let's keep that hinge action going. Step out to the side, but hinge way back, shoot those hips back. Hamstrings and adductors working hard on that hip hinge. Let's go, a few more on each leg. We got 20 seconds. One more on each side, here we go. One, and last rep over here, let's get it. Great job. We are down on our mat for our last 90 seconds. Dumbbell sit up, and one more plank. And we are done. Legs are out straight, dumbbell overhead. Drive that weight all the way up. Tap it behind your head. Let's go, come on. We're in our last 90 seconds. Ten seconds to go. One or two more reps. We got a plank and then we are done. We'll cool down and call it a day. Great job. We got to get one more plank in. 45 seconds. We're planking on elbows and toes. If you got it, come into that tall plank. If you need to, let's finish it out. Come on. 45 seconds to go. It's our last plank. Last exercise of the day. You got 20 seconds to hold on. Drop to your knees. Come into tall plank to finish it out. 15 seconds left. Don't give up. Keep holding on. 12. 11, 10, don't quit now, don't quit. You got single digits, 7, 6, 5, hold on. And relax. Great job, wow. That was a tough block, right? We got 4 tough rounds done right there. So we are gonna go right into our quick cool down here. We've got just a few minutes of cool down here, so we're gonna start flat on our back. We got 30-second blocks. And we're just gonna start with a knee hug on one leg here. Stretch that lower body out a little bit. So flat on our back, one knee to your chest. The other leg is just hanging against the ground. 30 seconds, timer is ticking. We're pulling that knee, squeezing that knee to our chest. My other leg is as flat as I can keep it. Laying flat on the ground there. Slow breaths in and out. Squeeze that knee as tight as you can when you exhale. 2, 1, and go ahead and switch legs. Relax that leg. We're pulling knee up to our chest on the opposite leg here. Slow and controlled breathing. Big breath in, blow all that air out. Big squeeze to our chest. Starting to feel that heart rate slow down a little bit. 5 seconds, big squeeze. 2, 1, and relax. Great job. Our next cool down, we are going to go into our child pose here, and we'll switch to one side to stretch our lats and upper body a little bit. So we're gonna be in our classic child pose like so, but we're gonna walk out to one side and sink onto those heels. We got 30 seconds. So we're sinking onto those heels, and we've worked out to the side a little bit so we feel that stretch along the side of our body. Hanging our head to the mat. Slow breath in and out. Blow all your air out and really sink back onto those hips, onto the heels. Feeling that stretch from our hip all the way to our armpit here. 5 seconds and we'll switch sides. Let's go ahead and come back forward. And we're going to switch to the other side. So sinking down onto your heels. Hips are back. And we are walking those hands out to the other side. Big breath in and out. Blow all that air out so you can sink down onto your heels. Feeling a big stretch all the way from my hip up into my armpit on that elongated side. 10 seconds, blow that air out one more time, sink down. Three, 2, 1, and we're going to come forward. We're going to stay right in our tabletop position. We'll kick one leg out to our side, and we're still going to sink back onto heels, so we're stretching the inner thigh a little bit here from our lateral lunges, our hinges, all that good stuff. So sink back onto the hip, onto the heel. Same idea here, we're blowing all the air out, sinking back as far as we can go. We feel that stretch on our inner thigh. We're almost there. 5 seconds and we'll switch legs. 3, 2, 1, and let's come on forward here. Switch legs, so we're back in our classic tabletop. We're just gonna kick the other leg out. Toe stays pointed forward, and we're blowing our air out as we sink down onto those heels. Big stretch on the outstretched leg on the inner side there, inner thigh. "12 seconds. One more minute. We're going to finish one more stretch on our backside on our mat here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go ahead and lay flat on our back here. Last stretch. We're going to be here. Feet are going to be apart, so they're right about hip width, so that when we sag our knees to the side, we have some open space in between our knees there. And we're just going to sink those knees to one side. Feel a stretch across our hip and our low back. If you can put that foot on top of your other knee and get a little bit of extra stretch on the hip top side there. Otherwise, just laying flat's totally fine, just letting those hips hang, letting the knees sag a little bit. We're holding on for 10 more seconds, and we'll switch sides before we call it a day. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go ahead and come back up to normal position. Feet are still wide, and we are switching. Final 30 seconds, we're hanging those knees to the other side, trying to stay flat as we can otherwise. Again, you can bring that foot onto the top side of your knee to get a good stretch across the hip here. We're blowing air out, big inhale and exhale, letting those knees hang for our last 10 seconds here. One more big breath in and out. Until we hear our timer. Last time on these knees here. And there's our timer. Go ahead and relax. We can bring them right back up here. Feel free to continue just shifting knees side to side. You can bring our feet and knees together for this. Get a little bit of extra relaxation in our lower body, lumbar spine, lower back there. And of course, we can always just lay flat in our corpse pose for a minute or so. Just let that heart rate recover, bring your body temp down. But other than that, that was our Strictly Strength. We had a great 4-round set. We hit a lot of body parts here. Big set, lots of muscles. So I hope you guys stay hydrated. I hope you got a good sweat. I know I sweated out a lot in here, so nice, great full body workout. Let me know what you liked about class below. Leave me a like and a comment. I love hearing from you guys. So I hope to see you back in the fitness center soon. Until then, I'm Scott with Aspiria Fitness Center. We'll see you next time.